Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I woke up this morning with one word. That word is gratitude. Gratitude for these 8 years of journey of coming together as people who believe that social entrepreneurship is a power that can change this continent. So I stand in front of you this morning with that word of gratitude. And I want us to also be grateful for the fact that we are here, and our presence here is a sign that we are part of that. And it's 8 consecutive years we have been bringing together social entrepreneurs to have conversation of how we can impact this continent, learn from each other, and then draw lessons that can make us move. So, when we see the challenges of this continent, challenges in health, education, poverty, unemployment, and all that, the risk is to be discouraged. But social entrepreneurs are telling us, no, we can never be discouraged. We have solution to our problems. And they are already doing it. They are not talking about it, they are doing it. We see how they are solving those problems in our community, in our society, and how that is creating impact. So, our gathering is not just to meet and celebrate. I like always that Africa, celebrate, and the dance and all that is part of any gathering. But it's beyond just being together and celebrate. Is to think how we move this continent forward. We at Akose are creative a new narrative for this continent. The narrative is very simple. We have the homegrown solution for our challenges. What we need is to build an ecosystem around those solutions. Find a way to scale those solutions. Find a way to multiply those solutions. I think that is what Akose is about. Creating an ecosystem for solutions that already exist to be scaled, to be shared, to inspire, and then we can also find a way of strengthening those solutions. I think our conversation is essentially to help us learn, gain insight. I'm pretty sure that we are going to gain a lot of insight during these 3 days and then be inspired by those insights to take action. That is a key thing for us to be able to take actions as we gather here. At the Institute for Social Transformation, which I lead, I think we are proud that we are contributing to this new narrative about this continent. Our mission is really an education for social transformation. And which is also the big mission of Tangaza University. Because we believe that education is one of the most powerful to change the world. But it must be used wisely and boldly. Education, I normally say, is not a joke. If we play with education, then we destroy our nation. So we use it boldly to create agency in our student. Basically, to take action. We are highly committed to building new generation of social innovators. I think that's what we stand for at the Institute of Social Transformation. And I think we do that effectively. And we have a very clear vision that every student from our institute should graduate not only with a degree, but solution to a social problem. And that I'm really happy to see that being materialized. Allow me to share some of the key things that we are doing at the Institute of Social Transformation that is part of this whole narrative of how this continent can move forward. First, we are pushing for education that is centered on social transformation. That education that transforms the person and gives the tool to the person to transform the world, the society around it. And we are doing that with our students and lecturers. We are using very practical pedagogy, problem solving that helps students to connect their learning in the classroom to what is happening outside. That is why we never keep our students 14 weeks in the class without taking them to the field to experience outside. That is where the real life is. We have taken upon ourselves to contribute to addressing the challenges of climate and environment. So one of our big projects is what we call Odato C project, which is basically waste management of the university. Few years ago, this university used to ban waste. Today, I can say that we don't ban waste, we transform this waste. And students are involved, it's driven by students. We transform this waste. We use the waste to produce organic vegetables. And it's one of the ways that the university is saying that we can do things differently. And the last initiative I want to mention, so that I don't have a very long list, is the Social Innovation Sandbox that we started 2 years ago, and where we provide a space for all students to innovate. And I think for me, that has been the most amazing story of students the last 2 years. When I see students building social enterprise, I remember always one student telling me, I came here to Tangaza to learn counseling psychology. Before I graduate, I have a social enterprise that I'm running. That has been the most transformative thing. So we are creating an enabling ecosystem for our students to get out from the university with solution to problem. I believe that is what education is about. And I want to say that we have, from our experience, cracked the formula against unemployment. That formula is what? Education, innovation, support. By support, I mean mentorship and finance to students. And that produces innovators, social entrepreneurs who graduate. So our dream is to see that students graduate as social entrepreneurs, regardless of the discipline they are coming to, they study here. So over the last few years, Akose has been for us a movement of people who are shifting narrative, who are creating impact. And it has been also a place of collaboration, co-creation, and new initiative. That's been an amazing story of Akose, of new initiatives that emerge. Allow me also to mention the last development of Akose this year, last year, which is the launch of the network of African Social Enterprise, African Social Entrepreneurs Network. Basically, it's a network started with 4 different countries. You know, in different countries, we have ecosystem networks. We decided that this continent is one. To push the movement, we need to come together. We launched that network last year with Kenya, Ethiopia, Ivory Coast, and Ghana. We have Uganda join. We have DRC in process of joining. We have Zambia launch their network. So we see amazing things happening in this space of Akose, and then that's why I'm really grateful that this collective effort is bearing fruit. So we are here again to continue this journey. And I want to conclude by saying that all of us here have our part to play, whether you are in government, whether you are a foundation, you are a financial organization, civil society organization, we have a part to play. But we have to play that together. I think that's one key word. And as we are here, we need to find what we can do together. Okay? So, just to highlight a few things that will happen also these days. Yesterday, we finished one of the competition, what we call Akose Innovation Challenge. And basically, we launched this competition to promote innovation among students. It's only basically targeting university students. So we finished that competition yesterday. It was amazing. I want to thank all the judges who dedicated many hours evaluating, supporting, and all that. Tomorrow, we will award those winners. And tomorrow, we will launch a bigger competition among students, among our network in different African countries. I want to thank everybody to be here. And I conclude by saying that 8 years we have been gathering always in this room to discuss our course. But from next year, being a Pan-African movement, this will start moving. So you need to start preparing to go to West Africa next year to participate in Akose. So I thank you for being here. Let us take the opportunity to learn from each other, find new collaboration, new partnership, and continue the narrative that Africa has everything it needs to move forward. Thank you. Have a nice time in Akose.
Great. Thank you so much, Brother Jonas, for the wonderful opening remark. I picked